but it was this little fellow who really began to melt the ice between us. Coming from a deprived background and prone to epilepsy, I think he recognized that I too was an outsider, and that he would be my friend. In these idyllic surroundings, it was possible to see clearly the distance these youngsters still had to travel before they would be capable of joining the computerized frenzy of our space-age world.
Just walking closer, hang on.
It is unlikely that my little friend would ever be capable of joining such a world.
Or hitting back or anything like that, because he doesn't know. He's only a little fellow and he can't hurt you, right? Come on. Just hang on to one hand, right? So he can't throw himself, so he can't hurt himself.
But without Jeff's help, he had no expectations whatsoever. Petford is this little boy's last chance, but Jeff remains convinced that after just a few months here, he will have him riding with the best of them and fully capable of taking up a job as, say, a stable hand on a large property.
Come on. Come on, look. Look, it's on my face. Yeah, see? Just undo his shirt button there, and just cool his chest down a bit. He's been able to get away with it all his life. Come on, Billy. Come on. Come on. The easiest way is to just resist it and be calm. You know, not punish him. Come on. But just restrain it. You want a drink? Come on, mate. You're right. Steady, steady. Oh, if I throw this bucket on you if I can't wipe you. You're not throwing a fit, he's bunging on. David hit him, and then he threw a stone at Freddie, and Freddie threw a stone back at him, and he went to pieces. Yeah, there we are. Good lad. Oh, that's enough, mate. That's enough. Drink it. Swallow it. Good boy.
Swallow it?
I don't know. You want a bit more water? Come on, you're right. Have a bit more water. Good boy. You got a dry throat there. There we are. Come on, you're right. You're down here. How's that? Is that cooling down, mate? I don't know who's on me. Yeah, right, okay. But just take it down this way, so I don't know, that way, so I don't hurt him. Come on. Don't Whenever you've got to hold somebody, make sure you hold them so they can't mistake it. You're hurting them. And nobody's going to hurt you, right? Come on. You can't lose your temper like this, right? Right? Because you threw the stone first, right? And they shouldn't have thrown the stone back at you. But you can't lose your temper. Can we get another drink of water? That'll help. But he's not actually taking a fit now. He's sort of lost his temper. Now look, you fellas are fortunate. You don't have a problem like this. This lad's a little bit slow. He takes fits. And people have teased him and tormented him all his life. You're right. You're right. Now if we're going to help him, you've got to help me help him, and don't tease him. If he hits you and throws a stone at you, try and talk to him properly instead of being cruel to him. Jeffrey, when you're working with him, you help him and show him. Because aren't you lucky you can do things good? And you know what? He's been everywhere. Just lately, he's been to about 15 different places, and they've all turned him back and couldn't help him. Well, don't we want to be able to help him? Yeah. Hey, Jeffrey? Yeah. David? Hey, Billy? Hey? Right. There you are, Norma. There's Norma coming now, Billy.
Come down the house. You come down the house.
Have a rest for a while.
Eh? Billy?
Yeah, don't you feel really lucky that you're not sick like this? You know, he was really trembling if I was going to hit him when I went up there. Think how fortunate we all are, eh? Sometimes you can have no money, but sometimes you can have no legs. And that's sometimes better than having a sickness like this. And most of them have grown up with a bad background.
To me, what is important is that whatever the truth may be, Jeff and these youngsters believe their version. So either it was true, or there had been a disastrous breakdown in communications.
This is my Aboriginal reserve, and it's supposed to be mine. You can't shift me. They're sort of leaders, and yet they're crushed down. So it's natural their youngsters are leaders in a sense, but felt their parents weren't strong enough, so they're resisting authority. A lot of people say, well, they're only making it hard for himself. But throughout the world, a lot of people that bucked authority are leaders.